Hello everybody, my name is Matt Sterenberg and I'm the point person for Indiana's Common Transcript Initiative from Parchment. Today we're going to be going through how you can submit and upload transcripts to Parchment through your RDS integration. And this is really a very powerful technology that's being developed so that your school and all RDS users are compliant with Indiana's Common Transcript Initiative. So a few brief changes that are occurring with Parchment's new credential library that we're calling Parchment 7, and changes with RDS's integration. Basically, how is it different for you? So what you used to do is you used to see your orders come into your to-do list, you would approve them, and then you would print the student's transcript to us through the DocuFide Secure Transcript Print Driver. Well, you don't need to use the DocuFide Secure Transcript Print Driver anymore. In fact, what you can do is you can upload all of your transcripts to us at one time through the RDS integration. That's going to send all the transcripts to us, and those transcripts will be stored in Parchment's credential library. And we recommend that you send us all of your transcripts at the beginning of each grading period as grades change. So really, at the beginning of the year or even this summer, you can send all of your transcripts to us through that integration. They'll be stored in that credential library. And basically, when your students go to place requests, their credential will already be stored and associated with their account. So you won't need to access RDS as much. You'll just need to go into Parchment and approve those orders. You also don't need to upload a roster. We used to ask you to do that, but we're actually automatically going to generate the roster when you release those transcripts to us through your RDS integration. So you do not need to upload a roster anymore. So now I'm going to hand it over to Nancy from RDS, and she's going to walk you through the RDS workflow and how you upload transcripts to us through the RDS integration.
Thank you, Matt. This is Nancy Wadig from the K-12 support at RDS. We will begin our training at the point where you would be generating a transcript to be sent to Parchment. There is some preliminary setup that would need to be done, but we will get that information to all of our customers in an email message. So after the preliminary setup, you would generate the e-transcript from the RDS Student Management System. First, locate and click the Functions tab that you'll find on your blue menu bar at the top of your screen, and then you would click Grades, and then you would click Print Transcripts. A menu will appear which has 4 collapsible sections. In this picture, the 4 sections are closed, but if you'll notice that even when they're closed, the header bar will display a short summary of your selections for convenience. The menu sections will be open or closed when you enter this screen, based on the way you last used it. So let's start by opening the Student Selection section. In the Student Selection section, specify whose transcripts you will be generating. Use the drop-down arrows in each box. You can select a school year, then you can choose an individual student either by name or by ID number. You can send a group of students in mass, a cohort group, or a specific grade level or levels. Optionally, include withdrawn students who have grades, and include or exclude special education students using a drop-down arrow. Your selections will be saved as soon as you exit that field. In this view, there are 2 sections open: Transcript Settings and Include Options. When you choose to generate an e-transcript, only the settings and options indicated here with highlighting will affect the e-transcript. That is, when you select an XML output type, only these fields will be included. The unhighlighted fields cannot be included on the XML e-transcript, but can be included on other PDF transcript formats offered by RDS. Notice there are blue question marks by some of the fields. If you hover over the blue question mark symbol to open a help text box, you'll find some information regarding that field. You can choose to show or hide these help icons at your discretion. In the transcript settings box, indicate the cutoff year. In this example, they've selected 2014-15. Indicate a cutoff semester by a drop-down box. It will be semester 1, 2, 3, or 4. The Social Security number, in that area you can choose to print or not print the Social Security number on the transcript, or print only the last 4 digits of the number. In the rank setting, you can choose whether or not to print the student's rank on the transcript. In test score history, indicate whether you want to include a test score history and which tests to include. In the iStep ECA box, indicate whether to print iStep and ECA scores or neither, or print a summary line showing English and math status instead of the entire score details. In the Include Options area, use a check to include absences, immunizations, in-progress classes, GQE, and honor roll information. After all of your selections are entered, go to the Output Settings section. Select an output type XML and then click Generate Transcripts. When output type XML is chosen, the generated file will automatically be submitted to Parchment. You do not have to manually upload the file. Lastly, note the red button shown at the bottom of this view. This is how the generator will receive a confirmation message displayed on your screen.
Great, thank you, Nancy. Really appreciate that. Now we're going to go into the Parchment side, where we are going to show you the student ordering side briefly, and then we're going to go into the administrative workflow that you see on a daily basis and show you some of the new features of Parchment 7 along with the credential library. Kirsten, go ahead.
All right. So what we're going to show you first is the student ordering experience. And the reason we're going to do that is this is something that we know comes up on a regular basis with students going into the guidance counselors to ask what they do to order their transcripts or to get some assistance. So we wanted to start with that so that you can get an idea of what the student does when they order. And then if the questions come up, you'll at least have a frame of reference for it. And then once we're done with that, you'll see in Parchment where the transcripts have already been sent over from RDS, and that you'll be able to match them up with the student order that the student has placed on parchment.com. So we're going to start with a new student who has not registered on parchment.com before. So we're going to sign them up. So it's very simple process, first name, last name, what's their date of birth, and of course the student would know all these things. Highest level education, and they do need a valid email address, so it is something that they will have to have in order to set up the account. They can also indicate whether they're interested in colleges discovering them through Parchment, or whether they don't want to be discovered through Parchment for colleges that may be more geared to their education. And it's actually a excuse me, it's actually a very interesting piece of information to be able to see how colleges match. So the contact information again is required. So in case the transcript is going to be mailed to you, then you do want the information included. And just filling out the rest of it. Let colleges contact me. Okay, so Rebecca Majors has started to fill in her profile. So what she wants to do next is actually go add a school so that she can order her transcript to be able to be sent. So we're going to go ahead and search for the school that she is currently attending, which is Crown Point High School. And we're going to add that to her account. So now that Rebecca has added the account, now it comes back and there's actually a message that comes up from Crown Point that welcomes her to Parchment Exchange. In conjunction with Crown Point and Parchment Exchange, we're providing electronic service making ordering transcripts easier for you. So and the important thing is eTranscript will deliver the transcripts to the colleges that she chooses in the format that the college prefers at no cost to her. So she can place an order and it will not cost her anything to do that. She's currently enrolled. This is her birthday, her gender, and any of the fields marked with the asterisk are required. So that is something that she will need to fill in as well. This is the FERPA privacy rights, whether she waives her rights to receive other recommendations. So this is just something that is necessary to have the student complete. And she authorizes that the credential will be stored in Parchment in her account. So now the order is pending because it still needs to be approved by the school. So she's basically in a pending state until the school, Crown Point, goes in and approves that that transcript can be sent. So the rest of this is really good information that she should go through and make sure that she's using the tools as much as possible. She can let colleges discover her. She can go through and add colleges that she wants to, that she's interested in applying to, and she can also determine what she wants to do with that. So she's going to order it, and where would you like to send your credential? So she can send it again to herself as a self-view, or she can send it to an organization. So she's thinking about going to Ball State University. So that's where she would like it sent. And if it's not in the list of destinations, she can also add one. So the item being ordered is the transcript, going to Ball State. When does she want it sent? It can be sent now, or she can hold it for grades. She can add another destination if she wants. And from there, she can save it and continue. The order has not yet been placed. It's one more chance to make sure that she's got everything as she wants. And then she provides her consent to release her credentials. And then once she saves it, it will now be waiting at Crown Point High School for that to be approved. So that's the student ordering experience. So basically, from there, she can sign out, and then what we're going to show next is how that transcript then flows to Crown Point so that they know they have something waiting for an order to be fulfilled. Now remember, in what we just saw from RDS was that they had uploaded all of the transcripts and they'd sent them over. So one of the transcripts, so the first thing that the user sees when they come in under Crown Point is any open orders that are waiting for them that have to be processed. So these are orders that have come in from students. Lily Test and Rebecca Majors have both ordered their transcripts. One of the transcripts we already have in the credential library, and that would be Lily's transcript, but the other one we don't. So that's one that we may have to go into RDS and request individually. But for Lily Test, hers had already been sent over, so we can go ahead and fulfill that order. Now, how we know that they've been sent over, besides having them in the open orders, there's a tab for Learners. And the Learners tab is where you can see all of the students that have come over from RDS that have a roster record created for them. So as was mentioned earlier, the roster does not need to be uploaded. It's automatically created when the order is, or when the transcripts are sent over from RDS. So the roster is already there, the students are already there, so you can look at the information included. So for Lily Test, again, we do have her transcript. So you can actually do a view of her transcript as it is, as it had been sent over from RDS with the correct information. So did she include all the testing information that was required? Did she have vaccinations? Any additional student achievements? And these are all things that Indiana college admission boards are really looking for to make sure that they're making good decisions on who is admitted and what the right experience will be for the student. So that's where you can actually see what had come over from RDS from the process that you saw Nancy demo. Now what you can also do is look at the actual credentials that had come over. So again, we've got one credential that had been sent over previously, and that's for Lily Test. So Lily does have her credential out there, and that credential can then be used to fulfill an order that has been placed by Lily. So again, the process from RDS start to finish is very simple. So once you've submitted those transcripts to Parchment from RDS, the roster is available in Parchment, the transcript is available in Parchment. Now all you have to do is wait for the student order to go and fulfill that order. So we'll go back to the to-do list. And again, that's the first thing that you'll see when you enter the screen is the to-do list, if there's anything that you need to take care of immediately so that it's ready and available. So you don't have to waste time trying to go find it. It's there ready to be dealt with when you are able to log into Parchment and do that. So again, we've got two orders. One is for Lily, one is for Rebecca Majors. So for Lily, since we do have the transcript, we can go ahead and just approve that transcript, or we can prepare it locally, or we can hold it. We're going to go ahead and approve this one because she wants to go to Parchment Exchange Institute of Technology. So there are a couple of different things that a couple of different places. She's going there. Rebecca Majors would like to go to Ball State. But we're going to go ahead and process the order for Lily Test. The requests have been successfully approved. And then what you can do is once the request is approved, To find any additional information on the student whose transcripts is processed, you can go into the reports page and view the information for what you've sent and what transcripts have been processed. So now we've got Rebecca Majors left. So at this point, you could go into RDS again and request just that one transcript to be sent over, and then fulfill the order from there. So the process really is one of two ways to get the transcript. So if you've loaded all of the transcripts into Parchment in advance, then they're all waiting for you when you come in and you need to fulfill orders. But if there is any transcript that has not come over, you've not requested for whatever reason, they're in a different school year, then you can go select that one transcript and bring it over to Parchment so that you can fulfill the order. What you also have are any in-process orders. So there are a couple that we know we still have to, actually we're waiting for a transcript on one, and with Lily, we've submitted it, but it hasn't gone all the way through the process yet. So it's now waiting, but hers will get flowing through the process so that it gets delivered to the receiver. And Joel will have to, again, add a transcript. We also had him hold for grades, so we're waiting for his final transcript. And then additionally, if there's any other students where there are some times where a student places a request to your school, but it's not a student that has gone to your school before. So you may put those on hold, or which will send a message back to that student so that they know that they're not going to receive the transcript from you, since that wasn't where they had attended class. So that's really the basics of what you'll need to be aware of from fulfilling the orders for the transcripts. There's many other pieces of information that you can also see within Parchment 7. Again, the look and feel is much simpler than it had been in the past. Everything's very very clean, very sleek, very nice colors. So there's a lot of differences in how the system works or looks, but the system works fairly similar. Again, you do have the new process where you're not having to print the transcripts to the print driver. It's all automated through the API and the integration with RDS. So that will make your job much easier. So what we've got here is basically who the top receivers are, and we've sent 2 to Parchment Exchange Institute of Technology, 1 to Ball State, and if there were any surcharges that have been imposed. So that's on the Analytics tab where you can see that information. There's also notifications. So as you come in, you'll see that there are items needing your attention. And this is similar to what you have today, where you have the to-do list notifications. This is very similar. So it's saying that the grades for the second semester need to be updated, and the grades for the first semester should have been updated. So there are a few notifications that will help you in your day-to-day job. One final thing that we want to show is the how you can order transcripts on behalf of the student. So in this case, there is a student who has come in maybe and has asked that his or her transcript get sent to a receiver. They want to go to Indiana State University, so you can actually order that on behalf of the student, which is the same functionality as you have today. So you'd select the same information, so who the student is, and basically go through the process to submit that order for the student. We do have a pending order where Lily Test had wanted to go to Ball State. So that order was, we had started it, but we hadn't finished the process because we knew there were more students that were going to need their transcript sent as well. So we've kept it in a pending order, or pending status, so then we can finish it now, we can finish it later, we can check out and be done and send all of the students at one time. So if you've had to stop for any reason and you're not able to finish sending that transcript, at least you'll know that you do still have one pending order to complete so that that student can get their transcript sent to their receiving destination. So on that, I think that covers what we wanted to show you from the highest level, just to make sure that you are able to log in, you know how to get to your transcripts, you know how they come over from RDS, and hopefully this has been helpful for everyone, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kirsten, and thank you, Nancy, for that helpful demonstration.